Greetings and welcome to Harare City Center, SDA. Sitting before you is Kudakwashe Chodokufa, and today we are going to be continuing with our summary of the book, The Great Controversy. We are going to be looking at chapter 6, where we are introduced to two fine gentlemen who were men of standing and regular character. These men were into the work of reformation. We are introduced to John Huss, who was a reformer during the time where the papacy had all power and was revolting against anyone who was willing to spread the word of God. John Huss began the work of literature, and he was writing and summarizing the Bible into the native language which the people could understand. John Huss, a man of great intellect, he was introducing the Bible to the people. John Huss had all the powers, and he was living in the palace with the king. John Huss started with the work of art with his partner Jerome. They had two portraits which they drew, which they put in the city. The first portrait, it depicted a picture of Jesus Christ riding on a donkey, which was enough evidence of showing the true character of Jesus Christ, which is meekness and humility. And the other picture depicted the papacy and his extravagant lifestyle. In doing so, it set an alarm to the people as to why they were following the rule of the papacy versus to why they should be following Jesus Christ. Upon the work of reformation, which they were doing in the country Bohemia, where these guys were continuing with the work which John Wycliffe was doing. These guys, they introduced the writings of John Wycliffe to the people in a simpler language on which the Rome or the papacy was hiding. The Rome or papacy, they used the language of Latin, which was not very familiar with all the people in the land. Upon doing so, everyone was enlightened and was keen to understand what John Huss and Jerome were doing. Doing so, it brought about attention of the leaders in the area. The leaders, they were very angry at the work at which John Huss and Jerome were doing. Thereby, they called John Huss and Jerome to question and answer as to why he was preaching heresy to the people. They called it heresy because they didn't want the people to awaken. They didn't want the people to stop paying tribute to them because this was their living. People in the area used to pay tribute to the papacy in form of money. The money, they said that it was for the forgiveness of sins. While doing so, John Huss and Jerome, they put it plainly that there is no mediator between man and God. The only mediator between man and God was Jesus Christ. By doing so, John Huss was arrested and he was put in prison. When he was put in prison, he was very sick, but he was standing firm on the belief that the Bible and the Bible alone was the truth and not what Rome and papacy was teaching the native people. John Huss was released from prison. He didn't stop his mission. Nothing was going to stop him either. He continued preaching and writing the word. He was arrested again. And this time around they said, "We are going to kill you." John Huss said, "If it is for the word, I am going to die for the word. If it is for Jesus Christ, I am going to die for Jesus Christ." John Huss, in his last words, when he was kindled by fire, he said, "Jesus, the Son of David, have mercy on me." And there his words, they were forever forgotten. He was killed and he died a very painful death of fire. And in the meanwhile, Jerome was continuing to preach, and he was thrown in the dungeon and he died the same death. So what are we saying, ladies and gentlemen? why don't you join me and the rest of the Seventh-day Adventist family to participate in the reading and the distribution of the book, The Great Controversy? With this, I say thank you so much and meet you in the next chapter. With me, I say goodbye.